I didn't take the path they expected me to, and for a long time, I thought that meant I was lost. I didn't marry young. I didn't have the baby shower, the picket fence, the neatly outlined 5-year plan. There was no ring, no baby name list tucked in a drawer, just space and questions. And a quiet little voice inside that kept saying, "What if life could feel like yours?" There's a strange kind of grief in not following the script, even when the script never fit. You grieve the idea of who you were supposed to be, but then slowly you start to become who you actually are, and that's when things get interesting. I switched careers when it didn't make logical sense. I chose peace over prestige, freedom over validation. And I stopped apologizing for the fact that I enjoy my own company. Stopped explaining why I didn't want a wedding dress or a diaper bag. There's no punch card for womanhood, no checklist that makes you complete, but try telling that to a culture that still measures your worth by whose last name you take, or whether there are tiny shoes in your hallway. Here's what I've learned. Life doesn't have to look big to be meaningful. It just has to feel like yours. You can build a life from soft mornings and slow coffee, from art no one else sees, from friendships that feel like soul contracts, from saying yes to your gut and no, kindly but firmly, to everyone else. Some people will never understand. They'll call it selfish, or sad, or incomplete. Let them. Because you know the truth. You didn't build a life that made sense to everyone. You built a life that felt like you. And that's more than enough. You don't owe the world a version of yourself that makes them comfortable. You didn't follow the script. And for a while, that felt like failure. You didn't get married when they thought you should. You didn't rush into motherhood just because your peers did. You didn't chase the promotion that was supposed to impress people you didn't even like. Instead, you listened to the silence, to the longing, to that small, persistent voice inside you whispering, "This isn't it." Keep going. You traded timelines for intuition. You said no to traditions that didn't fit you, and yes, quietly, bravely, to yourself. There's grief in that. Letting go of who you were supposed to be. But there's also something else. Room. Room to breathe, to create, to rest, and to become. Maybe you changed careers, or never chose one. Maybe you stayed single, or left the relationship everyone thought you'd stay in. Maybe your joy isn't loud, but it's real. You've built a life that doesn't always make sense to others, but it feels like home to you. They might call it selfish, or lonely, or unconventional. Let them. Because the truth is, you're not missing anything. You're not behind. You're not broken. You're just free. You don't have to prove your life is worthy. You just have to live it like it's yours. Because it is. So, what do you think? Have you lived a life that is different than the norm, or know someone, male or female, who has? Let me know in the comments, and thank you for listening to The Woman Philosopher.